fantastic. The Premiership is about to start, and what better way to look forward to it than with people who know what it takes to win the championship. So with me today I have Lekgwathi,
one and only.
Captain Fantastic.
Malaza.
Two championships with Orlando Pirates. Two successive ones.
Yeah.
Not two. Hey.
Morgan,
No, you know when you say two,
Yeah.
it's automatically this thing. You must make sure it's.
It's Shakes Manqoba Ngwenya.
Listen, this educated left.
Yo, hey.
The best left foot in the country.
Pirates youngsters should come and see him. I should watch his videos, you know.
Yeah, Shakes won the championship twice as well with Mamelodi Sundowns.
Twice, no?
No, not twice. What's wrong with you?
I'm just saying.
And yeah, this loud one next to me.
Yo,
yes.
Listen.
Hey.
MD. Look at it. MG.
You know.
MG has won its, its Super Sport.
Jeez, how many?
And that
Yo.
other
4 times.
Yo. 4 times. Yo.
Yeah, so gents, everybody knows you. Everybody knows you won the championship. I think before we look ahead to the season, what I'd like us to do is just for you to tell us, how does it feel to win the championship?
I think we should start with
The elder
Lucky.
states.
No, but you must start with Morgan.
Seriously.
Morgan, you won it more than me. I think you understand that. We're not talking about the experience, but Morgan.
What time?
Yo!
Too much
No,
experience.
that was
I
luck.
experience.
Oh,
No, but Morgan, serious. 3 Super Sport.
For me, it's luck.
Okay.
To be honest, it's just, and you pave your own luck. I think by paving your own luck, I mean, just work hard. The guys can stand and just add their 2 cents worth. It's just,
But just that feeling. I mean, when you guys look back at your careers, you finished playing against your name, it says championship winner, and not just one. Not many people have it. So just how does it feel when you look back and you see that against your name?
I think the work that we put in as a team, the belief that we had in one another, is paid off because now we can look at our accolades and say, listen, we are now all champions or former champions of a certain cup league. You can't explain the feeling, but the road to the destiny, which is obviously winning or lifting up the trophy, is tremendously hard. A lot of sacrifice. You lose a lot of things along the way. You gain a lot of things. So I think it's just so many emotions that go through in the time of play, because you need to be consistent. You need to be within a team setup. There's just too many things that you need to adjust, and you need to still be true to yourself at the end of the day.
Yeah, no, it's winning the league is a special moment, man. I'll never forget that. We had leaders. We had a lot of leaders in our team. We had guys like Benson Shaw in that championship winning team. We had Peter Ndlovu. At one stage, we had Brian Baloyi. So we had a lot of leaders, and we were like a family. Peter would take us after training every day. We'd go out like this. Almost every day. He'd take the whole team out. Even when we go out to nightclubs at night, we go with Benson's car. So we were together all the time as a family. So even when we were training, it was all about giving our best, guys. We were doing this yesterday. We had to give it our all and make sure that we do. So we were like a family, man. And we had a lot of support from the president. I mean, we would get bonuses like nobody's doing. Motivation being a thing, so guys, really, we were like a family. Yeah.
What happened at Pirates?
Let me talk about my first season when I arrived at Pirates. We won the league and with new players. Because I think all of us were hungry. We were hungry. Where we were coming from. We were coming from a small teams where small teams. mostly our winning trophy.
Yeah.
So coming to Pirate and as a new team, and we had Batbatwanbo, my skipper, All John, and obviously Mukaba. But while they already winning the trophy. So for Renari Kitamuli, but while they were helping us to understand, motivating us to understand that the feeling of winning a trophy. So that's why later now we work very hard. Morgan spoke about hard work. Obviously, hard work, discipline, dedication. It always like the key. You achieve. So, when you are a character, you to understand that. Listen, you know, sometimes when you are a senior or you are older than other player, you don't listen to that player because of Umbunyandi, but it was opposite because if you remember, most of the players were coming from stars, real stars and 60 stars. So, but personally, about John, whenever we listen to them, understand? We listen to them, we know Banal experience their own trophies with Pirates. So it was easy for Noho Rajas to go to me. And I remember we won the league last 2 games, and yes, coming to triple back to back, a team of youngsters and senior players. You know, it was easy to control. He spoke about Benson at Sundowns. He did the same at Pirate. You know, leading the team, he was the captain. At one stage, he got in that, and after they said, no, I'm a 2 dumbbells. And, you know, the support that he was like, the role that he was playing. You know, he was not the captain, but the role that he was playing in the team. Whenever we had a problem, we'll call him Benson. You know, he'll help us to solve the problem. So it was easy to control the youngsters as senior players. First season, Ajax, they lost the league. Why? And that's the because of, you know, their team, most of them, they were youngsters. But with us, you know, it was youngsters and senior players. So and even the second triple, you know, the chairman didn't relax and see what he went to sign another senior players, you know, Benny McCarthy. Yes, he played, you know, I remember, you know, he used to play with Morgan, they used to fight there. I used to tell Benny, easy, my brother. You know, obviously, you know, they played together at the Fana, so they had that, you know, that thing that Morgan 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you know, and it was easy because of, you know, even the coach, after he coached, will say, Benny, like you are the coaches, you know, it was easy to control the players, to tell them, you know, you even tell them that, you know, don't forget that I'm the coach inside the field. You heard the coach? Said I'm the coach. So I'm the coach now. Whatever I tell you, you must listen to me. So it was easy, you know, to control the team and yeah.
Let's take it back. So it's a new season. You know, those seasons when you guys won the league. The season is starting. You are in pre-season camp. After pre-season camp, do you go into the new season knowing or believing that this is the season we can win the league? Is there something that, when you look back,
you know what, it's good because of for us, the president, the chairman will come and talk to us. It's history. Forget about what happened last season. This is a new season. And as senior players, you know, youngsters sometimes, you know, the way youngsters behave, I think. You understand? You know, youngsters will remain a youngster. You understand? For like, what's that into light to understand? But as senior players, after the chairman, like, had a meeting with the chairman, as senior players will have a meeting and talk to the youngsters. We had the chairman. He said, it's history, you must just forget about what the previous season. So this is a new season. And every team, obviously, is going to look at it. Pirate. Or Pirate, the last season, they won what? 3 trophies. So it's going to be difficult. I remember there's where Bennett Cheneni came to our team. After that, he had a good season. And I told him, I said, next season is going to be tough for you because of, you know, opponent, they are studying you. And it was tough. Then what happened? Next, he left the team. You know, they give him a transfer. Same, you know, like with us. You win a league after winning the league. Next season, you know, it's going to be a different ball game. So it's what we're always like sharing with, especially the new players. Because new players will come to the team, they don't know anything about the team. So you must make sure that you tell them or share them the history of the team.
for you, I mean?
For me, well, it's the culture. I mean, when we were there, they were before us. It was both Roger Futumba or Charles McCoy. Those guys won cables before us. So it's a culture within Sundowns. You must win the league. So same now. I mean, they put themselves under pressure now. They've won 3 league titles. Now it's all about what we can do more than what we did last season. You know, it's all about introducing the new guys, giving them that winning mentality. You know, but the mandate is always to win the league. So I'm sure they're going to turn out. Yeah.
I mean, you know, you've won it with two different teams. When you won it with Super Sport, was there a time when you went into that season as a team, you guys say, this is it? You know, was there something that told you guys that we can win this time?
Well, you know, we went into pre-season not knowing where we stand because Kevin is very unpredictable. 1 minute you can be the captain, the next minute you've got your clearance in your hand. So that's one thing that made us just believe that you could be a star one day, next day you're nobody. So it always gives you something to think about, to say, you know what, I'm on top of my game right now, but what is the thing that's going to make me go to the next level? And he made sure that each and everyone felt out of place every year, coming to the league, coming to pre-season, telling you that, listen, I've just signed XYZ, and I think it's better than you. And he'll go to that same player and go to him and say, you know what, I've signed you, I think you're better than him, but you need to show me. And that's where competition comes in, and he built a culture where you always want to work harder than you've worked in the game, because if you work hard at training, the game's going to be easy. And if you train hard in pre-season, the rest of the season, you're going to fly through. And that's how we managed to fly through the season. I wouldn't say it was easy, it wasn't easy. It was very hard playing again, because you know, Supersport was a team where we always used to be just lingering out down there at the bottom, not looking. Let the other big dogs like the Sundowns, the Chiefs, the Pirates, let them do the talking, and we would just do the walking, but walking closely to get to our objective, trying to win the league and trying to destabilize what then was a norm. Yeah.
Okay, so that's Super Sport, and then Chiefs.
Chiefs was another kettle of fish, you know. We went there. What I liked about it, before I moved there, I had a meeting with Stuart, and he obviously had to look at me holistically, if I suit the team, what's happening currently at the team that he's moving to, and he's very smart. He's very smart, and he's not just football smart, but he's street smart. He take any situation and build it into a situation that you understand and you relate to. So he made me buy into coming over there, giving what I can, giving the best. Even when I was injured, he talked to me, come to me and said, listen, you're not at your peak, but I need you to do a specific job, which is come and solidify what we have. Whatever points we have, make sure we don't lose the points, or make sure the game doesn't go worse than it is. So he had programmed me in a way where I knew what my position is, and I knew what he expected of me, and I just became better and better at it all the time when he needed me to play.
Just, I mean, you're talking about coaches. What role did they play? I mean, you were at Sundowns, there was Gamondi and Nimtovi. Like you had a very different one. I mean, you won it with Krol. The next season you had Julio Leal, and then in the middle of it, can you guys just share with us those times? I mean, what influence did the coaches have on the championship? I mean, Manqoba, like I said, you have two co-coaches.
Yeah.
How was it?
Well, yeah, it's almost similar to what's happening now, right? With Steve coming. Well, with Neil and Gamondi, they took over Kappa. And immediately, when they took over Kappa, Neil Toby put me in immediately. And I started banging in goals from that time until I think the end of the season when we won the league. Lots of people think we have a special relationship with Neil Toby because that's when I actually played, when I was under him. But he just gave me a chance when he came in, when I wasn't playing, decided to play me, and I was banging in the goal. So he's one coach that gave me a chance.
But how did they work together? I mean, how was the dynamic of the two coaches? Who had
I
the
think
last say?
I think they had an understanding, you know, even when they had their own issues, they wouldn't have the issues in front of the players, so they wouldn't disagree. Obviously, every coach has their own philosophy and their way of thinking, but they would never show amongst us guys. You know, they were always together in decision making, so it worked well. It worked well like that.
Like, I mean, you know, the crawl season we all know is done well in goals, which was a surprise to everybody. Just, you have Julio Lea, I mean, you know him, very soft spoken. How did Julio manage a team of, you know, big names? Given the way, you know, from a distance and from having interviewed him, he's always come across as this very gentle guy.
Yeah, it was not easy. But one thing about Leeds, you know, he'll always have the support of the senior players, and you know it's good to have a relationship or a friendship between senior players and the coach. You know, he know how to treat the senior player and the youngster. I think it's what helped him to win 2 trophies. Yes, because of he won M10-8 and he won even Telkom Cup. And you remember when we were playing Vodacom Challenge, we draw it Tottenham Hotspur. He was the coach. So you know, he used to call like senior players, you know, speak to the senior players to hear their views, you know, and which is good. If you look at the today's coaches, they wanna be the coach, they wanna, you know, to control everything. But other coaches like Lil will go, you know, even in the morning will come and ask you, today I want you to run. The next thing person will tell me, no, coach. We played on Saturday, we can't run on Monday. Things like that, you know. So it was easy, you know, to talk to the coach and, you know, help him. Even if it was, you know, it was difficult. But, you know, I was always like encouraging, you know, the guys, you know, as a captain, that the coach, you know, it always like it always like go for 10% bit for the coach, but 90% as a player you must win a hand. So it was easy for Majida. They know very well who it's coach no matter why it's only to train players. But when we get inside the field, Rena as players, we understand that we must make sure we do the rest. Sometimes like but never only this thing but I think what I got last minute to understand. I played against him, why to understand that we scored in the last minute. So but not only sorry, Pirate, you know, they are scoring last minute. That thing doesn't come from the coach. It comes from the players. Understand? Change the system or the pattern of the team. Defenders they'll go for it. Understand? I remember first time I had Yetsa, the coach was like, "Lucky no!" Understand? Yeah. No, he started to crawl. "Lucky no!" Then I was like, coach. We scored. Come on, celebrate. Listen, coach, yeah. Understand? Then after that we started like, you know what? If the team like is leading us or whatever, last 15 minutes we change, you understand? Defenders fire copy. Lena as the coach, when thing, what to me after more, 15 minutes, lucky. Why? It comes from the same players. So that's why I'm saying most of the coach they don't I say when I learn they win. The player get on to their win, you understand? Yeah. Like when I know Morgan will hard work, you understand? When I as a player, coach you can't train but if you want to perform, you must go and do extra training. You know, we used to meet Nalenamo with active young. Actually attract me, you understand? And for me it was a good motivation already. But Morgan know what extra training. And I remember one day Kalasho was telling me, you know, like at your age, like now you're about to retire. You must make sure you do 2 extra training. And even myself, I started like, you know what, in the morning I must go to Vision Active, then after that I'll go and train the guys. And people didn't know why Morgan at the age of 36, Morgan is still like, he's gonna perform, what's up performer? Why? Because of extra training. And I used to Morgan, doesn't come from the coach. Morgan, go and do extra training. No. You understand? That's why I'm saying a coach who when I roll on battery, not as the player. When I roll on right, I understand like to change the system of the team, understand when they are leading us and it's 10 minutes of the game or game event, we change to understand the defenders fire copy and the score goals. And I think that thing for it helped us to ruin our first triple and our second triple. Look at our second triple. The last 3 games of the season, who was scoring goals? Like Benima Katisasangwe. You understand? Only senior players. So people Bagasari coach. You understand? It's like from senior play. You understand? Yeah.
Now, I mean, that season, the second one, like I said, Leal does well, but he leaves before the season ends. what impact did that have on the team? And when Palacios comes, they're both very different coaches in their approach. How did you just take us through that particular period?
Yeah, you know what, Palacios coming to the team, and one thing about him, you know, Palacios has been known in South Africa. He know like Pirate more than anyone, so it was easy to work with the players because of Palacios. The difference between Lead and Palacios came to 90 same like Benny coaching over Bafana Bafana. So it was easy for Palacios to control them. But the time when Lead was in the team, you know, always will argue, fight with Benny, you know, everyone will know Benny. So with Palacios, it was a different story. You know, it was easy to control Benny. They will even speak Portuguese, you know, yeah, so that other players they can't hear. So as a captain, I'll go to him and say, Coach, what do you say to Benny? Then after they will explain to me, you know, no, I was telling him to run, to chase, things like that. Because of sometimes, like as a coach, senior players, you don't tell them in front of the youngsters. So you must just call them aside and say, hey, Shakes, Morgan, please, man, I'm put the effort on you. Understand? So it was easy for Palacios to coach like the like team because of, you know, like the players are like our friend. So for even if whenever he talks, we know very well what he understand. We let him understand. Lily will come and speak. You know, sometimes when we speak, we'll just put Portuguese and someone must come and translate. Sometimes it was not easy. But with Pala, it was easy because of like the players like our fella. You understand? So le baby, Pala feel like why? Because of the coach, Benny, Bafana. Yeah, you understand? Because of Benny, I see like as who difficult to coach Amtako, it's not easy. Yeah, they can tell you all these coaches, and for me, like for me being his captain, even night was not easy. But you know what happened? First day when he arrived meeting me, we had like a meeting one-on-one. Yeah, I spoke to him. I said to him, you know, you are a senior player more than you won a Champions League. And I'm just a captain of Pirate. Yes, I want triple. But I don't want to now when I argue in front of the players. Whenever you have a problem with like, call me aside and say, hey, Morgan, man, I didn't like the way you put Senkati. Understand that? And after the another sort out. So people they were so surprised, but why these guys, even one day they don't like fight or whatever. Yeah, there's where one day the chairman called me, then I called Namaro. Understand? Yeah. The local national team went. He used to give us the local national team. The chairman used to come like, you know, week in and out. Yeah. Benima. Understand? So it was not easy to control. But for me, that's why I said, you know what, let me just have one-on-one with him. And the good news that we played together about Fanaba. Yeah. I remember there's where we were playing a game. After the game, he gave me a soccer boot. You know? So yeah, he gave me soccer boots, nice soccer boots. He said, Alex, take. You know? So after that, life with Papa, it was easy for me to understand that. To like.
How was he? What impact did he have in the dressing room? Just his presence alone. What impact did it have on the team itself?
A fighter, you know, doesn't like to lose. I remember there's where we were playing Golden Arrows, Tabu trying to clear the ball, see a kick, hit the phone. You know, from there, Tabu had him from there. Transformer, I'll kill you. Because the people they know Tamataba S Festival, but then he used to be transform. Because of he was transforming everywhere. You see, so he used to give him this like he used to call him transform. Then he said to him, I'll kill you. Tabu came to me and said, like please help me, very want to. I said, no worry. You must just focus on a game. He's joking, but you must make sure that you know what, like, you don't repeat the same mistake. You know, he was a leader. You know, if like in the team, you know, I'll have a problem with someone, I'll call him, then we'll call you. I remember this where we're playing against Cape Town Ages. They were leading us 1-0. And before the game we spoke, we said, gents, we left with 3 games. Everyone who's going to wear the jersey must make sure that we're inside the field. That day, Dane and Dane and Chumelo, they were not playing. You know, there's those days, Morgan, where a player shakes, you know. After time, he called them. He said, no, you'll speak to Nchumali in your language, I'll speak to them in our language. No, they're speaking to African Simola. Now I was talking with Nchumali, understand? And you can see how he was like, understand? Now I soft to Nchumali, I was like, Nchumali, but no, we're not playing today. But him, he went to the dressing room. Second half, yeah. Nchumali and Dane. For me, you know, if they were like choosing the content of the man of the match, Dane and Nchumali. So okay, that type of a player, like he's a winner, and he said it straight that you know he joined Pirate, he want to win, and he want to win the championship. The championship.
Max, I mean, you played for Kevin. He wins 3 league titles.
Yeah.
Playing similar, it's Danny played on the wing, or it's Laford, they go, they cross, a Blanc Salmon scores, or it's set pieces, it's you, or Bongani Kumar. How is it that he managed to do that and no other team could stop you guys?
I think if you look back in the stats, football stats, 78% of the goals were set pieces, whether corner kick, free kick. That's where the goals came in. That's what we took into our game. Even when we played small-sided, I know other teams small-sided, it's tiki-taka. Ours was, you hit the wall, you cross, goal. And then you defend, So it was something that was embedded in us from training. And for us, literally, we go to the gym, 35 minutes, then we walk to the field. We do only 20 minutes of that small-sided game. And if you don't do it correctly, trust me, no decision will go your way. If you start playing tiki-taka, there will be a foul out of nowhere. So it's trying to show you that
I want it long.
I want it long and I want it direct. Because as in South Africa, at that time, we had a problem with players that playing it straightforward. We wanted the flair. There were those players for the flair. There were those teams. But we were a team where our strength was go forward, channel, cross, or set piece. And people still don't understand it till today. It's very basic, but the most difficult thing is to do the basic thing.
Yeah.
But he's going to Chiefs now. Is that going to work? You play the Chiefs,
I think you know where it's gonna start. There's no perfect coach for Chiefs, firstly. Secondly, he's not the perfect man for Chiefs, but he's gonna bring a winning mentality. And if the players will buy onto what he's doing, trust you me, Chiefs will be unstoppable. And I'm saying it, Chiefs will be unstoppable if it's a collective. He comes with his plan and the players buy into the plan, because you can't do anything without the players. I've got big respect for the man. He's made me who I am. He's a hard worker. He's like people. They don't sleep. They literally want to wake up and just go to training, do something new, work. So perfect coaches in South Africa doesn't interest me. But the buy-in of the players, and if the players buy in, the fans are going to buy in. Because if the players buy in, they'll give the effort, they'll give the work, the results will come. And then what does it do? The supporters. And not that he coaches one system. He took a system that worked. He's very versatile. People that don't know him will say, okay, play, but he's very versatile. He could spot Lafo. Dane wasn't just a straightforward player. He made him a straightforward player. Chabu Malulega wasn't a straightforward player. He's a tika-tiko. Like the list is endless. But he saw an era where he thought, I can do it with playing the most basic ways.
Shakes, you also won with Gordon.
Yeah.
The one thing I know about Gordon is he goes into a season. I interviewed him once, and he has this board where he puts all the matches of the season and he plans. Thorough planning. He even says, I can lose to, say he's coaching Sundowns, I can lose to a Chiefs and Pirates as long as I get the results with the small, yeah. How was that? How just take us to that season when you won the league with him. I mean, he went to Sundowns. A lot of us were saying he's not a Sundowns coach because of his direct football. But you guys won the league.
Yeah, no, me and him didn't get along too well.
I can imagine.
Thinking about
We didn't get along too well at all, In fact, when he came to Sundowns, the first thing he told me was about Steve Lekgwathi. Like, the president likes you just like Steve Lekgwathi. The president liked him there. And Steve thought he was going to play because the crowd and the president like him. It's not going to happen with me. Before I even touch the ball, I realized, I've got a problem. But he was a quality coach. hard-working coach. Like you say, he used to do that planning. He used to put it on the wall for us. He's like, this game here, we can afford to draw this one. This one we definitely must win. So he had his points already on the wall before we even finished the league. You know, so he was good at planning. Yeah.
I mean, when you guys look back, I mean, you know, we talk about all these seasons where you've won the leagues. Are there things that happened in the build-up or during the seasons that threatened to break everything? Like, say, the mood in the camp or problems with the coaches, with the players. Are there, you know, were there stumbling blocks of sorts on the way to the championships that you guys won?
I think there's always a stumbling block.
Yeah.
That's a test of character, test of how strong the team is, test of your belief actually.
Yeah. Share some of those that
I
you guys
think there was a point where Lafo, Jabu, Jumaelo, they were all wanted by the big teams. And it was December and the window was about to open, or it was open. And there were talks. And then the first thing Gavin did, he came in and he was like, listen, if you're going to leave, you're going to leave us with memories that will live forever. If you think you're going to be taken by the big three or the big four in the country, you're not going anywhere. You're going to give us 50% because you're thinking about your next paycheck. This is the paycheck you need to worry about. And I think it destabilized for the first week because nobody said anything. Then Gavin just came in and he told them directly. And I think after that, it was a little bit of a wobble. And then from there, we took off. They became better players. They played for the team because they knew that if they don't perform day in, day out, tomorrow's never guaranteed. And the move won't be guaranteed because teams only want you when you are at your peak and you're doing well and you are destabilizing what they've planned against you. So if you're going to give your 50%, it's not going to work. So yeah, those things do come in.
Captain, were there any at Pirates when you look back? I mean, you know, you've captained a team of character, disappear and all those kind of things.
Yo, yeah, but I think it was only one man, man. Yeah, where like he started like if you recall or remember that time I told the sponsors about like one he started like acting like, you know, sometimes see, but not like a superstar, understand? Like you think you are bigger than the team. So there's where the coach called me, said,
who was the coach?
Bro. Yeah, said to me, you know what, I don't need this player in our team. And I was like, what? He said, no, you must leave. Because of like now, it's like it's like getting a rotten potato to other players. You understand? Because of other players, they were starting like to behave somehow. Katleho, tennis, you know. There's where we went to Houghton to have a lunch, you know, and obviously they'll announce the day before and say tomorrow just 11 o'clock we must be at Houghton. He didn't come, him, Dennis, Katleho, and then two.
Yeah.
You see, the coach is like, hey, you see, super sport now, former super sport. You see, then after that, the next day, then he said, those who didn't go, they must go to the office. They didn't go. Some of the players they went, him and I think Katleho, they didn't go. Dane and Dennis, they went to the office. Diko and Katleho, they didn't go. Then he said, you see, I told them to go to the office. Dane and whoever they went. So, how? Next day, press conference, Diko released even to Sundowns. So, yeah, and after they had a meeting, he said, no, Diko left, and I know he wanted to do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But a player who's going to come to his position, he must make sure that, you know what, he performs. And we won the 10-8, as you know that he played the first game. The first game, I think it was Celtics or Santos. And the second game, he was on the bench. Final, first semi-final was there, second semi-final was not there. And we managed to beat, I think it's Kaizer Chiefs in the semi-final and the final like in Swallows, and he was not there. So we won the trophy. So he said, what, you see, Tico is no more here, but we managed to win the trophy. So yeah, you just have to, you know, to believe in yourself, not to depend on one player. Yeah, so we are a collective, we are a team. So we must make sure that we go there, win a trophy. So there was that thing of like Tigo get party. You understand?
Yeah.
All right, Tigo get party. When Tigo buy a good thing, how we need to. Yeah. Then that season, and we managed to win a triple without Tigo. So yeah.
I mean, Shakes, at Sundowns, there's always been big name players
Yeah.
and all that. All those egos combined and all that, surely there must have been some ups and downs.
Yeah, hey, there was a time when we had Peter Ngwenya, Brian Baloyi. Who else was there? There were a lot of big players. OJ Abizela, OJ Benson is there. It's like 2 bulls in one court. Hey, it's tough.
They were friends.
All of them are leaders.
Yeah.
In fact, they were friends when OJ was at Tottenham. And Benson was at Sundowns. They were close friends, very close friends. When they came together, it wasn't as close anymore. It was like 2 bulls in one court.
Yeah.
So the egos were there all the time, you know. But one moment that I can remember that maybe threatened the league, you know, we had a special player, man. I still say today, Rato Shabang, yes, was a special player, but man, you can't sometimes. You know. So the guys had to speak to him all the time, you know. Ayaphinde futhi ayenze ezibheke eceleni yabona Benson we want discipline, I want to change umuntu want to discipline. But then he won us cups, you know. I remember after that we played against Aces in the final, Nedbank final at Johannesburg Stadium. And then Apayana, we went doing well, and we just came with a goal last minute. Boom. You know, so we used to win us cups. It was that special. We used to score special goals, you know. But then there were also these leaders that needed to be there to guide the youngsters, you know. So yeah.
I mean, Lucky and Morgan, you've been captains. Like he talks about Benson having to just punch a little bit. Have you had to do that? Have you had to like just get somebody to say, hey, wait?
We I think with us it happened at training, but it had nothing to do with football. It was more of, it was just the altercation of training with Fiku, and there was a player called Jose Ferreira. So Jose Ferreira, and he was close with Fiku. So Kermit had an altercation with Jose, and Kermit, you know, Kermit is this short. So Kermit happened to headbutt the striker from Angola. So Fiku then intervened, then I intervened. And it was a whole big thing. So I was like, I mean, Kermit is this short, and they had an altercation. So now, why are you going to Kermit? Why are you going to help? I mean, then another incident, Fikru slept, David Kaname.
It was a fight.
Yeah,
Fikru.
I know.
You played with it.
But the problem is, what is smart with Fikru, he intimidates you before anything else. Deep down, he's just a normal guy. He's a typical guy, but if he sees that, listen, I need to push my weight before they push my weight, that's what he'll do. And yeah, we had those small altercations. Nothing big, nothing above, you know. And in the dressing room, it was either just, and we had Bongani. Bongani was a winner. Bongani wanted to win training matches, games, everything. And it was typical, for me, when he moved to England, it was like, it's hand and glove. Because that's how the guys, they love the game, they respect the game. And unfortunately, things didn't work out the way he wanted it to work out, or how we perceived it to be. But he had that winning mentality. He'd give everything at training. Like till to this day, he does the same thing. He works hard, he doesn't mind his own business, comes to training and then he leaves, you know. So those type of players, when guys look up or look at training and says, listen, this guy doesn't talk much, but the work he puts in, he throws himself, he throws his body on the line for the team.
So guys, the new season is about to start. Pizza is gone.
So before that, even myself, it happened. The same guy, Fiku.
Yeah.
It happened with him. You know, Kafu. You know, if you remember Kafu for Rashek.
Yes.
Yeah, the same guy.
Tembisa or Alex.
Tembisa.
Yeah.
He hit him. When I said, "Namshabaka Panchi."
At training.
At training.
Yeah.
Ask him, you touch him. I'm telling
Any
you.
tackle that
Yeah.
he doesn't like. Or,
Yeah, he'll fight you. So the guy, I think, like, Lele Bull, man. Not for now, he was a bull because of understand that.
Yeah.
One mistake. I remember that's why I wanted to be the coach.
Which coach was that?
Mutombo.
Oh,
Yeah, we had Estina Plus, we had to intervene and say, Fikru, please.
Yeah.
They wanted to fight. Serious fight. Then I was like, no, Fikru, don't forget, this guy is a coach. You are a player.
Yeah.
Whenever he says run. That day, because we were running too much, said, the coach said, hey, Fikru, I'm tired. Yeah, I'm tired. Hey. The guy's like, this coach. He went to the coach. Then he stopped him and said, no, Fikru, no, stop it. And again, my first season, it happened with Old John and Gababa. You know, Old John was the captain, you know, Gababa. Yeah, he wanted to tell us what to do. And hey, Old John that day, I don't know, his eyes was red. I was like, today they are going to fight. And they fought. Yeah. They fought with Gababa, you know. But obviously, you know, when players they fight, this players you must go and separate them. Yeah. So most senior players, you know, the player when they fight, you understand that.
Yeah.
Now it happened with me, with Charlie inside the field, where I wanted to tell him, you know, Charlie.
Yeah.
Everyone without Charlie stubborn, understand that. Even me, I was like trying to tell him, then he was like, this answering me. Then I took the umbrella, I said,
Okay, be the captain.
be the captain, because of when you don't want to listen to me as a captain, be the captain. He was like, and you know what? Because of the crowd they were watching, he was like, no, bro, like I think, no. Understand?
Yeah.
So in 2022, like only like a captain, it's all about football. Understand? You must make sure that you go and separate.
Yeah, I suppose it's that. It's different personalities coming from different backgrounds. You're bound. You are teammates, yes, but
Yeah. Unless the opponent they like they really more than I did. I say I can't yeah.
You know one thing with Benny, there's always war with me and him. Always.
Yeah.
I don't care who says what. Once I cross the line and he crosses the line, whether it be a training match or we fight. Physical.
And they will tell you even before the game.
Yeah.
I know I'll fight with Morgan. Yeah.
And I know I fight with him and he'd fight with me only for the good of his own team.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. So it's never personal.
Yeah,
Fight after the
it's
game.
never personal.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where you're doing it for just to better yourself. And once you get on top of the guys, then you know if you've won your battle with him, or if he's won the battle, he's won the
match
game.
is won.
Because, yeah.
Do you when you guys watch current football, do you see that kind of spirit that you guys had? That I will do anything and everything to make sure my team wins.
Hey, you know what, man? Now my like now watching Pirate now, I think most of them they don't like they just play for fun, understand that? You know, my team I had the guys by long you lose the ball, you'll make sure or you are a striker, because if you know this thing of Morgan, defenders they are slaves, they'll mark.
Yeah.
Like now it can be understand that they'll lose the ball, they'll just hold their leg, but before understand that no stand to a striker or a wing, you lose the ball. Look at player like they play a small frame of a body, take a live attack. Understand? Like you can see that he's dying for the pitch. But now I think people they go there, some of them they play for themselves. What lose a ball doesn't care. Understand? But if you look at like our generations, I think like now if you look at Pirates, there's only us youngsters. Senior player like only 1 or 2. That's why I think the downfall or the cause here the way team is Alanka thing. You understand that? But if you look at, I still have respect for team of Ngwenya Chiefs, a winning league. Guys, to what you understand? Ne? Yama Shemaite Mogene. What about in Mato? Mato today is still the same Mato. No, you understand? Team the leaders, the way they were playing, you understand? There's the way I remember example of what thing. He came, I get the man understand. That's senior plus. No, like it. But after that, the time when he was not there, I think I put in through the player so on what why? It's like Banu Garba Sabalak. But you understand that, but that generation once even a fight, you see how pain. But no, look about a fight, people are and so understand. So that's why I'm saying Huri. Like when now my team, Pirates, is because of like the senior player I'm all understand that if you and they're not playing their roles. Understand?
I remember having a fight, having a fight with Lagi. It was a derby. I can't remember if it was a I don't know. I don't know
Black,
which one it was.
not black.
Yes,
I
yes,
think
yes,
black.
yes. And you know, that's the first game of the season.
Yeah.
That's the opener. The whole week, you are told, love. And you analyze, you look through the whole team. You even go to a point where you say, I love Ngwenya, but you know, deep down inside it, yes. We had an altercation. Lucky and myself, we were not involved. But we found ourselves in the front fighting one another. Because it was a point where you have so much love and respect for what you're doing currently that you put everything on the line just to protect what you have. And Lucky was there. We exchanged words. When I and listen, we stayed not too far from one another.
We used to train together.
You know, we trained. I knew his strengths, he knew my strength. I knew his weakness, he knew my weakness. But on the day, it's like we were different animals. We were different animals. But it's one of those where I respected him highly because he did what he did for his team. And I don't think they call him Fantastic 14 for nothing. He might not be, how can I put it? What's the latest defender? Virgil van Dijk, comfortable one. But what is inside, he gave his all. He gave South Africa something to think about. He might not got the recognition at national team as much as I thought he would have been or should have been. But he needs to know deep down inside there's so many people that appreciated his work and looked at him and looked up to him. We might not say it when we play with him, but he needs to know that he inspired so many. And he needs to continue inspiring with all he has and all he's doing. And same with Shakes. For me, Shakes is classic. Funny enough, Shakes and my wife, they share the same surname. So every time when I speak to her, I'd refer to him as, we're playing against your cousin. Today, I probably not, I'm not sleeping home because I'm going to kick Shakes. But those type of jokes, you know, where you know his ability, you know his vision, you know his thinking, the way he plays. Like, if I had to play with Shakes at training, I'd be the most frustrated guy ever. Because he's got the ability to pass and not look where he's passing. It will arrive
when
and
he wants
it. Exactly. These days, football is straightforward, but it's more scientific, it's quick as they say. But the flair that he has and what we see today, I'd say it's chalk and cheese. I'm not taking anything away from the guys that are currently playing, but it's chalk and cheese. They must take some time and look at what he's done and what he's achieved. People don't know him as well as they should. And we don't. That's why I said I had a discussion earlier. In football, South African terms, you retire. What's first thing? I'm retiring. Let's say 2018. Thank you. Forever grateful. You posted.
Thank you very much.
The first word you get, thank you very much. And that's it. We move on. On to the next one. What are we changing? Why are we keeping the same narrative? We're not giving, because you've given 15, how many years? Luck has been in the game forever. And a thank you.
Nothing, that's all.
A thank you. That's like saying sorry.
But what will change that? What needs to happen?
I think we need to give more respect. We need to. Firstly, we don't have pension funds. We don't have. There's a lot of things we don't have, like the whole list. But if you look overseas, why the players can sustain their life? There's like monies that they've been put away. There's pension funds. There's X, Y, Z. You know. And in South Africa, they want you to invest with money that goes from hand to mouth. How are you going to invest into something that goes from hand to mouth? Even the most educated person, how are you going to do it?
It's a topic for another day. I think we should.
Yeah, sure.
It's something.
You're
It's
right,
something
yeah.
we should take.
Thanks, yeah.
But let's look. Let's wrap it up and look ahead to the new season. You've seen who has signed who, the moves at your former respective clubs.
We are all free agents. Come on. All free agents here.
Yeah. We look at the championship, obviously. Who's going to win the thing? Who looks like?
Hey, it's gonna be a tough one, man. It's gonna be tough. I mean, Chiefs got Gavin Hunt. Gavin, we know, is a winner. You know, coming
Swallows
to
is going to win the league.
Gavin coming to Chiefs now. Chiefs supporters are expecting big things. You know, look at Pirates, the signings they're making. Sundowns.
Sundowns have three
Sundowns
coaches.
have 3 coaches. And how many signings? 13. 13
coaches or
signings.
teachers?
13
No,
signings.
they're teachers. Otherwise,
Their own teachers.
yeah, you must have a dictionary.
But all those players for Sundowns, I think they're necessary. You know, when you play in Champions League, you need backup. You need a solid squad. You know, it's proven throughout the years. When we were playing in Africa, you know, half of the squad injured. You know, and we didn't have players. So we've learned from that. You know, and I think I mean guys like Rulani and Manqoba, they've been there. When Peter was there, they know the philosophy of the team, how the team is run, you know. And I want to credit also our president, Patrice, for giving the South African coaches a chance, you know, bringing in the likes of Steve. I mean, Manqoba was at home when Peter brought him to Sundowns. He didn't have a team. Now they're saying, no, Manqoba is the one who's doing Peter's job. But Peter had the eye to see him when he was at home, you know, and brought him to Sundowns, you know. So I think Steve Compella is going to prove himself at Sundowns. I think the narrative that he's not good enough will change, because at Sundowns he'll get the support that he needs, you know. And I think, I think Sundowns have a good chance of winning it again, but it's going to be difficult. I mean, Pirates.
Like you guys know.
It's going to be difficult, but you know, we're gonna do it again.
You know, till our league is so competitive. You know, one of the best leagues in Africa. There's no small team or a big team. Yeah, our generation Morgan we play against small teams, back left part, but now it's not easy. It's going to be tough, you know, to the team take out fair. But you know, Pirate, now I'm happy about the signing. The only player Loring, I was like, you know, Ofori. Then I was happy, you know, hearing the news story, but I understand. Department I was worried on the goalkeeping department. But now after like, you know, the rumors that Ofori is coming to Pirate, I think, you know, Pirate, they've got a good chance of like winning the league. So like after that, like signing Katswai, as you know, our downfall last season, even a good defensive. Strikers, they score goals, we concede a soft goal. And we didn't have, okay, we had a leader, but only Haiti. At least bringing Tyson, he's gonna help him. You know, people they can say, like he was a leader. I was a great leader because of other players, and who most senior players, because they were helping me with, like Benny was playing a big role. Moni Joseph, Sia Ngwenya. That's why I had like a collective of guys, you know, 5 guys. Bentley, Benny, Monique, Yes, Ngwenya, Benson was there, you see, and all of them. People were like, but Bentley is not a senior player. Bentley is not a senior player. Yes, he looks young, small frame of a small frame of a body. You see, Jali and all these, they were complaining like, I know, Bentley is not a senior player. I said, Bentley won how many trophies? The most. Bentley was the most, you understand? Yeah. So I was like, no, Bentley is a senior player. So we used to have a meeting, you know, among ourselves, at least 6 times we talk. So, I'm going to get into a lot of Pirates because I'm going to talk. I just see bringing Tyson is going to like, I think at depth, you know, our team is well like leading the team, leadership, you understand? Because if you're not doing a record, the team after teams we concede. I remember our team, they'll score goals, they'll tell you, defenders. If you concede, you'll see. And we'll make sure that, you know what, we'll close the shop. You understand? Even us. If they don't score, we'll tell them. You don't score, they are going to score a lousy goal. So that's why I'm saying, you know, bringing Tyson in our team is gonna help us. But I think, you know, I didn't have a problem with our team last year. They were scoring goals. The only downfall was conceding what lousy goal. But this year, having the chairman sign the goalkeeper and and both their internationals, Ghana, South Africa, and this season, I thought they're going to win something. You'll call me and say no, like, but we'll start with the same thing.
Morgie, hey, you're not signing, my friend.
That's the problem.
You know the teams. The reason why they can comment and vouch and say this team, they play for
Essentially one
you play for one team,
Yeah.
you play for two teams.
It's not easy for you. I know.
You play for Vince forever.
But Vet is not there anymore.
Hey,
Still, I want to ask Ned, if they say Morgan must play Legends game for Super Sport Chiefs, why?
Who's he going to play for?
Like Jagu, I used to watch Jagu. But Jagu, whether you go to Pirate or Chiefs, I get hand in the Chiefs. Where go? For Super Sport.
Because look, I've played for teams.
Yeah.
So, firstly, I'd like to Cosmos. For me, I need to be honest and go where it starts. I think for them to come back, it's going to take an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
The way footballers run now is totally different. All respect to Mr. Sona and his family, the sacrifices they've made us who we are. A lot of us in the country gave us opportunities, but things need to change. Right? And I just feel sorry for the die-hard Cosmos fans.
The 12.
No, let's say the 11. The 12th one is the dog. Super Sport. Problem is, Super Sport has that notion where they get good players, they make them better, they sell. So for them, it's a business, in a sense. But back then, we disguise you and say, it's a business, but you get the results. So for them, it's gonna be a tough job. As long as I see them in the top 5, I'm happy because they really put me on the market and they made me spread my wings for me to go to Chiefs. Chiefs, on the other hand, I think the case we need to know what's going on with the case here because I think players that were supposed to go to Chiefs are slipping through their fingers. Tabang Munare, I thought should go to Chiefs. Swiso Santi. I know this should be in the pipeline. Temba Mshishi needs to go there. So they bring back. I wouldn't say there was no joy, but there was joy. So to the end, it just got lost. It slipped away. But for me, it was inevitable. Sundowns has, and people would say to you, you've seen this movie before, and it's happened. The same thing. You know what Peter's smart about? He plays it out as if he's not looking at the bigger prize, and he lets you go on and talk about your team and let the fans have their say. But deep down, that man wants all the glory. Stellenbosch. I think it's another team where it's like a super sport where they get players from the ABC team, they play well and then they go on to do better with bigger teams. So for me, they just need to retain. And I think the objective for us when we were there was just to keep the team up. And we did a good job to keep the team up because Robin also got there. It made things easier for me, and unfortunately we had to part ways because I wanted something else and they saw something else, and unfortunately we parted ways. But for me to put my head on the block and say who's going to win the league, Swallows.
Rover Swallows?
Yeah.
Why?
Must I Swallows?
No, they're not Rover Swallows, they're just Swallows.
Swallows.
What do you like about it?
It's like they don't care. It's like, and the players that to be honest, they haven't signed big, but they signed names in a way. And what confuses me as an outsider they didn't look for positioned players. They looked for good players. Because if I look at Thabo, as you say, Thabo is a transformer. I didn't even know he's a transformer. Okay, this young kid, Ngwenya, from former Supersport, was a tough quality player. He's something, you know, he's got that different type of energy. Yes, then they've got Hamadin, which is also a, you know. So you don't know what to expect from them. Yeah, you don't know what to expect from them, but hey, I just hope it ends all well for them. Yeah.
Got Huyo, they've got Chief Boy, guys who've been there, done that, you know.
Yeah.
Swallows
They're surprised.
is a team. My uncle played for Swallows, and my father also had a stint at Swallows. So Ekaya, it's a family Amaswai.
Yeah, yeah.
And now all those Swallows people were supporting Sundowns. Now Swallows is back now, so I don't know. I don't know whether I'm on my own.
The house is going to
Yeah, the house is gonna be like this now
Yeah.
because everybody was supporting Sundowns.
Now,
But
one
I
thing-
really wish the best for
One
Sundowns.
thing that I can say about Swallows, after I got relegated again, my father got it because he was a big Swallows fan. Please, this team they mustn't repeat it again.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I got relegation,
your
my
dad.
father, I'll lose my father.
Yeah.
I told Chis, I said, Chis, please, man, please.
Keep my father
Yeah.
alive.
Now my father, after I got promoted, he was happy. Yeah. And you know what happened? The time when I was a local parent, when like the Swallows, my mother would call me and say, hey, your father wanna talk to you. Are you playing tomorrow? Yeah, I'm playing it. Why? Then after we beat Swallows, I'll call my mom. Then I say, "Where's my father? I want to talk to my father." No, talk to him. No. The way I supported Swallows,
Yeah.
and then myself, I grew up supporting Swallows. But Haki Nalwo 12. Give on a pirate. They want to send a Championship League. I started like a change like a pirate.
Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. This was good. We should do this more.
Thanks, Silly.
Yeah, it's
On the best
literally a round table.
Laying
eh?
it down. Yeah,
It's a
no.
round
Thanks,
table.
guys. Thank you so much.